If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 153 of Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We start with the first leg of the European Cup semi-finals, or Europa League semi-finals should I say. Of course, we're playing against Liverpool. It's an all-English side of the draw on our half and an all-Italian side on the other as Lazio take on Genoa. But we're playing a more familiar opponent in Liverpool here. We've obviously been playing sides like Athletic Bilbao, Sporting Lisbon, Roma most recently in this competition, through to the quarterfinals against Roma, beat them, and then through to this semi-final now against Liverpool. Now, we haven't necessarily had the best of history against Liverpool since we've reached the Barclays Premier League. We have beaten them a couple of times, we've drawn a couple of times, and they've beaten us a couple of times. So I had no idea what was going to happen in these two games, to be completely honest. We start with the first leg though, then we've got the BPL game, and then the second leg is at the end of the episode. So both legs are involved in today's video, but we're going to start off on the front foot. Georgiev plays through to Kalo Ranti here. Good ball through, but well defended actually, to be fair. I wanted to cut inside, but Kanabik just kind of positioned himself really well, forced me wide, and then I couldn't slot it into that near post. Good safe down low by Murphy, their goalkeeper. The corner comes in though. Murphy doesn't really punch it clear that well. Drops to Toko, square across to Aaron Questwell. From 35 yards, he hits the bar. I was so desperate for that to fly into the top corner and I would have gone absolutely insane. But unfortunately, it didn't. It hit the crossbar. That would have been one of the best goals we've ever seen. That was one of the worst challenges we've had in this series to date. And Joe Allen rather rightfully got himself a straight red card in the 23rd minute. So, semi-final, first leg, Liverpool down to 10 away from home. We have the advantage, at least in the man as well. You can see just driving Ranti across the pitch with the force of the challenge. Ridiculous from Joe Allen, straight from behind. Clearly a red card, and the ball just would not drop for Adarabioyo there. It just kind of hit him in the shins as he wasn't expecting it, as it dropped over the top of the man in front of him, who was probably expecting to win the header. I thought he was going to win the header as well, and unfortunately it flew over the top of his head. Coutinho though squares the ball back to the back post, and Jordan Henderson scores a shock lead goal for them. In stoppage time at the end of the first half, the 10 men take the lead. Really good header from Jordan Henderson in fairness, but I was so disappointed that I'd have gone behind here. We've been all over them for the majority of the game to this point, and in the second half they defended like absolute beasts. We're in stoppage time at the end of the second half now before we even had another chance on goal worth showing you. Adarabioyo into Georgiev here, into Toko, into the box, and the block from Skirtle. That was kind of what summed up the entire second half in this first leg. Unfortunately, they just defended so well, and I couldn't break them down whatsoever. They went so defensive with, 10 men on the pitch and a goal lead to their advantage. Not only that, an away goal as well, obviously. We saw how they were vital for us against Roma, or could have been vital for us against Roma had they actually provided us with as much of a challenge as Liverpool did in that game. But we jump into the next game, which is against West Brom in the league. This is an important game, as you can see, 8th versus 9th. They have a game in hand on us as well, with only 2 points being the gap between us. So if we get a draw here and they win their game in hand, obviously they'll go above us. If they win, they'll go above us now and get the opportunity to extend that gap to 4 points if they win their game in hand. So a victory here could be pretty crucial to us finishing as high as possible in the Barclays Premier League. I'm starting as big a rotation side as I possibly could here so that I could start my strongest 11 for the second leg against Liverpool, because we need to win that game away from home at Anfield. So we jump into this one with Dom Solanke and Kwesi Appiah up top. I've actually got the young guy out on the right hand side, Anthony Bridge I think it was. I think that's his name. He's like 61 rated, but I wanted to rest Jenkins, Chikoui, and Video was tired from the first leg against Liverpool. So we actually take the lead though through Kwesi. Good shot from the edge of the box from Stefano Gabbiadini, but the keeper, unfortunately for him, palmed it straight to Kwesi, and we were able to get ourselves a 1-goal lead. But then a good well, actually, a very good save from Hutchinson there. That was almost past him by the time he dived down to palm that away. James Morrison, unfortunately for him, having to go and take the corner rather than celebrate a goal. But we're still in the first half here, passing the ball about nicely. And then Santian gets completely wiped out from behind. And this challenge is almost even worse than the one from Joe Allen. It's Junior Hoylett, the former Blackburn winger, that gets himself sent off here. That's 2 red cards in back-to-back games. You'll see from the replay. Ball was well gone already. Santian's passed the ball there, and then that's just a terrible challenge from Junior Hoyler. A straight red card, another justified straight red card as well. But fortunately for us this time, we had the 1 goal advantage already. So if we wanted to defend, we had, the ability to do so. But actually, we were going to go and take a 2-0 lead. Now, I'll be honest, that was actually a shot from Jack Grealish. It was just that bad a shot. But it trickled all the way to the back post. He tries to shoot here, just scuffs it completely. Ends up being a perfectly weighted through ball to Dom Solanke at the back post. So he can just side foot it into the back of the net. I'll take it. We're into the second half now with a 2-0 lead, trying to attack at the other end, obviously, and get ourselves a third goal, just to make sure, obviously, we don't want to find ourselves being caught out by an opposition countering on us like we did with Liverpool, but Kwesi couldn't get himself a third, or get our third goal there, unfortunately. The rebound going over the top of the bar. Almost at the end of the game now, though, but Kwesi with good feet there to actually get away from one defender. The pace to burst down, the good feet to turn inside again, and a really powerful finish to smash it into the back of the net on his left foot. 3-0 Cambridge United, 3 points Cambridge United. Now, against 10 men against Liverpool, 1-0 defeat. 10 men against West Brom, 3-0 victory. I was hoping that we could have a similar scoreline in the next game, because obviously we need not only 1 goal to make us go to extra time, but if Liverpool score, we're going to need 2 goals, and then obviously we can win it on away goals if possible. The only way we can go to extra time in this tie is if we win 1-0. Now, Lazio winning 1-0 from their first leg against Genoa, but I don't know who was at home and who was away, so I don't know whether that counts as an away goal for Lazio or whether it was a 1-0 win at the Stadio Olimpico. But Liverpool are starting a very similar side to the one that they played against us in the first leg. Obviously, Joe Allen unavailable for selection thanks to that red card. Lucas Leiva takes his spot. They're actually missing their main centre-back from the first leg. It's Biric something, I can't remember his name, I apologise, but they've still got Martin Skirtle at centre-back and Alessandrini or someone like that. Not Alessandrini, he's the winger, isn't he? It's like Alessandro Rana or something like that. I don't recognise the name, to be completely honest, as you might be able to tell by the fact that I'm struggling to say it. But we're going to catch them on the counter-attack here. Glenn Johnson just can't cope with the pace of... there it is, Deandrade Silva. I don't know who he is. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section down below. But Takela Ranti with a brilliant pace to get away and good feet to turn inside the man whose name I could barely pronounce. But a really good save from the goalkeeper kept him out. But he wasn't to be denied a second time. 1-0 we lead now after 13 minutes away from home at Anfield. We struggled for 90 plus against them in the first leg. And after 13, we're back on level terms on aggregate. And we're actually going to try and break away on them again here. Georgiev with a great turn. And then Glenn Johnson commits to a challenge. Georgiev runs around the outside of him and finishes as well. So not only did we take a 1-0 lead and level it up on aggregate, we're now 2-0 in front on the night, 2-1 up on aggregate. And even if Liverpool score now, we'll still go through on away goals. Johannes Geis picks the ball up about 35-40 yards out from goal, gives it a crack, and again we hit the bar from a huge distance shot like we did in the first leg. Aaron Cresswell doing it with his left foot from the corner. This time Johannes Geis pouncing on the rebound that came outside the box, and he hits the bar from 30 yards as well. Now you'll notice in this particular highlight, I was stopped with my guy out in the midfield. I missed the tackle about 45 yards out from goal and then stopped moving. Unfortunately, I was watching the England-Canada game in the Women's World Cup quarter-final, and at that particular point where I stopped moving, I was distracted by England scoring a goal to go 2-0 in front against Canada in the World Cup quarter-final. As it turns out, it meant that Liverpool scored their first, and that gave them the momentum to push forward and score a second. A really, really lucky second, though. I did really well to block the initial shot, and it just fell straight back to Jordan Henderson, even though he was surrounded by 4 defenders, and he side-footed it into the back of the net. So now Liverpool have a lead on aggregate 3-2, and I don't know how Takelo Ranti wasn't able to put that into the back of the net. An open goal as it dropped to him. He got the turn in. All he's got to do is put it in that near post, and he smashed it wide, and that was the last chance of the game. 2-2 on the night. 3-2 to Liverpool on aggregate. We lose in the semi-finals of the Europa League in our first season in European football. I was devastated. I could not believe that we'd thrown that away after being 2-0 up. I was cursing at the England ladies team for distracting me for the first goal, and then the second goal was just really fluky for Liverpool to get that rebound in. So unfortunately, unfortunately we're out of the Europa League, but we do solidify our place in the league in 8th with 3 points ahead of Manchester City, although they do have a game in hand, but our goal difference is superior. And as you can see, 4 games remaining, so we'll have 2 tomorrow, as obviously it will be a Monday where we'll have a squad report, and then we'll finish the season with 2 games on Wednesday, and then do a season roundup on Friday, and hopefully we can finish up in 6th place. That's what I'm really hoping, and then maybe if Liverpool win the Europa League final, we can get into the Europa League by finishing 6th. That's my aim right now, or maybe the FA Cup final. I'm not too sure who's in the FA Cup final. We may still be able to get in the Europa League via a league finish if the the European spot that opens up from either the FA Cup final or the Europa League final, or what happened in the Capital One Cup final. I can't quite remember who won that. We may still find ourselves with an opportunity to perform in Europe next season, so long as we can catch Everton, who are 5 points above us with 4 games to go. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, feel free to drop the video a like if you enjoyed. That'd be fantastic. I apologise that we were unfortunately knocked out in the Europa League semi-final. We'll just have to do better next time around. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.